have to keep going. We gotta cut him off. He's heading south. Mark, he's gonna cross. He's bumping back to the north. He's gonna cross right here. That is a stud, Mark. It's our first night in Colorado, right on a cut milo field. And about a mile away, there's some tamarack and a river bottom. And these deer have been coming up at night, and then we'll hopefully catch some big guys coming up to the field. It got warm, it was mid-70s today when we pulled in, so not necessarily the best weather, and the wind picked up. Tomorrow and the next 3 days is going to be colder each day, so it's going to just keep getting better. Hopefully we can find a big guy coming to the field tonight. Even if we do and we can't get a shot, we'll at least know where to come back tomorrow.
We got into camp midday, so we spent the afternoon glassing the hillsides to see what was in the area. I've done a fair share of mule deer hunting in the past, but on this hunt and hunting in the eastern plains, I wasn't only just looking for a mature deer, but a big mature deer. You could definitely tell that the rut was on as we watched this small buck circle all the way around and come right in front of us.
That same corner where the rancher had seen a big buck. Dramatic difference from yesterday. It was 75 or so on the day. It's just at freezing right now. It's gonna get up in the high 40s. Wind's in a pretty good direction, so we got out. We're kind of cruising this ridge line here. You can see off into the farmland to the right. There are these little valleys off to the left where they go in bed during the day. They're going to be up moving a little bit later today, just with the fog and how cold it is. Saw a pretty good buck coming in today. He was with a couple of does. We'll just keep cruising, looking in these valleys, and there's little pockets of deer everywhere. Hopefully we can turn them up.
After our close encounter with that buck, we realized the fog was affecting us a little bit more than we thought, so we decided to back out and wait for it to lift.
We've been trying to catch these deer in this thick stuff, heading up to some cut fields up on top. So we're switching up our game plan tonight. Get on this mound behind them, kind of glasses. We don't think we're catching all of them as they come out, just because they got to go about 1.5 miles before we can see them. So on this side, the wind's perfectly hitting us in our face. We'll be able to glass this whole thing as they start to rise and head that way, and hopefully we can find a big one getting up and ready to head out. We're up there, glass across. There's a big buck with 3 does and another small buck on the other side. The only problem is he's feeding away, so we're just gonna walk in a straight line. Wind's perfect. Hopefully he doesn't see us. They're on the hill over there when we glassed them. We've covered about 300, 400 yards, and we're just stopping to take a look. We haven't seen him. He went down in this little ravine, so we're just gonna wait here, see if we can't spot him before we move him. And a couple more 100 yards. There are deer all over the place. The buck that he was with just moved 2 does off, so he's gotta be there somewhere.
he's walking, kind of angling left. Turned his head to the right. You see that, Mark? He's walking left. Doe like 2 yards from him. See that?
Okay, I got enough. I'm shaking like crazy though. Well, we were able to close the distance and get set up, but the problem was we had been stalking for the last couple hours and my heart rate was going crazy and the setup wasn't perfect. I just didn't feel comfortable with making that shot. The last thing I'd want to do is wound that deer and have to chase him the next day or not be able to find him. So we made the tough decision to back out, wait for morning and go back after him. The following morning we went to the same spot. The fog was giving us issues again, but luckily that deer hadn't gone very far off and we were able to spot him almost first thing.
We're gonna have to keep going. We gotta cut him off. He's heading south.
After spotting that deer first thing, we thought we knew exactly where he was gonna cross in front of us. So we worked there and got set up.
Mark, he's gonna cross. He's bumping back to the north. He's gonna cross right here. Going right here, killing.
Thank goodness for the rut.
Because he seen us and he didn't know what we were.
No, he just came in. That wind switched a little. I think that's what spooked him at the beginning and then.
Oh, yes!
Well, everything worked out perfect and I ended up taking the mule deer of a lifetime. Why I wanted to go to the Eastern Plains was to hunt big, mature deer, and that's exactly what this deer was. Being able to glass this deer from a distance for so long, we knew he was a great deer, but it wasn't until that moment of finally walking up on him to see exactly how big he was. Just a magnificent
These
deer.
are longer than I thought too. Those end lines.
Freaking awesome.
Wow. That is a stud, Mark.
And when he kept coming, all I could see was this little crab claw action back
Cool.
there. Don't look at the horns, don't look at the horns.
Oh, man. Right on, buddy. Congrats. Stud. Incredible forks.